Hello, how are you all? திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. Today we are going to continue Nayanmars episode 7 and Appar Swamigal part 4. Where did we leave off last week? King Mahendravarman converted to Saivism. Even if the Jains had not taken Dharmasena's departure seriously, this great destruction would not have occurred. We can only assume that the king, seeing their harsh punishment and anger, became disgusted and seeing the grace of God towards Tirunavukkarasar, became happy and converted to Saivism. In the 6th, 7th and 8th centuries, when many Nayanmars lived, the Jain religion flourished, but they strongly believed that the king should also remain in their own way and not seek other religions. But the king's support is like a double-edged sword. At any time, it will destroy them too. That was happened to the Jains now. He built many temples, and the Mahabalipuram stone temple is a great example of his devotion. Here, Tirunakarasu was happily staying with his sister at Tiruvadigai temple. Now he had only one policy. My duty is just to keep serving. In Tamil we say, En kadan pani seidu kidappade. This service is of two types. One is internal purity and the other is external purity. For external cleanliness, he took the scraper or weeding tool. When we look at the image of Appar, we can see him holding a hoe. That is, we call it as Ulavara Padai, which is used in ploughing the fields. In his hand, he took leave of his sister. He visited many temples and had darshan of Lord Shiva and Ambal. With that tool in hand, he worked to clear away all the thorns and weeds around the temple and inside it. This is an act of external purification for devotees to enter the temple without any hindrance and worship. In all the temples he visited, Tirunavukarasu performed this external purification. Then, upon seeing Lord Shiva and Ambal in those temples, his heart melted and the hymns he sang are worthy of internal purification. He was like a one-man army. He was pioneered to do this service. Is it still going on? What began as a single devotee's temple cleaning service is now like a big banyan tree. The individual groups or NGO organizing well either through social media or volunteer programs. They clean temples through various initiatives, basic sweeping, restoring ponds and drainage systems, ventilation, removing the grass and thorns, and even cleaning the vessels, and also washing the clothes where the god and goddesses wear, etc., and so on and on. We know how big and magnificent our temples are and how much hard work and coordination is needed. Sometimes for a bigger temples, hundreds of youngsters gather, often funded by themselves, and do the service to restore our heritage. Group from other countries also participate in these programs. For example, 50 volunteers from UK who clean the Golden Temple traveled to India specifically for this purpose. In Andhra and Telangana, they started an NGO with the focus of Mana Uru, Mana Gudi, Mana Padyata. That is, our village, our temple, our responsibility. Even in Tamil Nadu, which is a land of temples, have a lot of NGO with this spiritual service. We can see this all over India. By involving youth, women, elders and students, the initiative has built a spirit of inclusiveness that goes beyond caste, class or gender. This is in a way outer purification which leads to inner purification too because of satsang, that is a sacred gathering. Such pure service was started by Tirunavukkarasar at his old age. Though along with his sister he did a lot of Shivatondu, that is service to God Shiva, in Tiruvadigai temple, a real lifetime cleaning on the way to any temple started after he came back to Saivism. So now let us see what is he doing. Let's go to the topic. First he went to Tiruvennainallur Shiva temple. The god is Sri Kripaburishwarar, goddess is Sri Mangalambikai. Saint Sundarar was very closely associated with this temple, which we will learn later. Then he proceeded to Tiru Amattur Shiva temple. This god has got two names, Alahiyanadar, Abhirameshwarar, goddess Muttambigai. Here he sang 10 stanzas, that is one padigam, and all the stanzas ended with Amattur Ayyanare. As usual, let us listen to only one. வண்ணங்கள் தாம் பாடி வந்து நின்று வலி செய்து வளைகவர்ந்தார் வகையால் நம்மை கண் அம்பால் நின்று எய்து கனலப் பேசி கடியது ஓர் விடையேறி காபாலியார் சுண்ணங்கள் தாம் கொண்டு துதையப் பூசி தோலுடுத்து நூல் பூண்டு தோன்ற அண்ணலார் போகின்றார் வந்து காணீர் அழகியரே ஆமாத்தூர் ஐயனாரே. Then he proceeded to Tirukovilur. God's name here is Sri Veerataneshwarar, and goddess has got two names, Periyanayagi, Siva Mahil Valli. This is one of the 8 Veeratanam temples, Appar, Sundarar and Sambandar. All three have sung in their Devaram about this god Shiva. This Veeratanam temple is around 50 kilometers away from Tiruvadigai Veeratanam. This is the place where God Shiva killed the demon Andakasura. So here also he sang one padigam, that is 10 stanzas. He says in that, I was entangled in the illusion of the world and had gone in many directions. Now I must be forgiven and saved by you. This is the meaning of the above stanza, and he sang this in Tirukovilur Sivan temple. செத்தையேன் சிதம்பனாயேன் செடியனேன் அழுக்குப்பாயும் பொத்தையே போற்றினாலும் புகலிடமறிய மாட்டேன் எத்தை நான் பற்றி நிற்கேன் இருளர நோக்க மாட்டா கொத்தையேன் செய்வதென்னே கோவல் வீரட்ட நீரே. So again he proceeded to Thiru Pennadagam. Now this temple is called as, this place is called as Pennadam. This is a very important temple in Tirunavukarasu's life. This temple is also called as Thiru Thunganai Madam. Here the god has got 3 names. Every name has some reason and a story behind it. God's name, Kaivadangīsar, Sudarkolundīsar, Pralaya Kaleshwarar, and goddess Amodanambal, Kadandai Nalagi, Alahiya Kadali. When Appar arrived at the temple, at this Tirupennadagam temple, his mind was restless. He had left Saivism, went somewhere and returned. But still the god accepted him. However, Tirunavukarasu's mind was not at peace. He prayed to God Shiva saying, I didn't want to live with this body. This body which had gone to a place it shouldn't go must perish. He prayed that you accepted me, devotees accepted me, but still my mind and soul didn't accept me. He prayed that I would be completely freed from this mental anguish if God would imprint his seal on my shoulder. So again he saw 10 stanzas, that is one padigam. பொன்னார் திருவடிக்கு ஒன்று உண்டு விண்ணப்பம் போற்றி செய்யும் என் ஆவி காப்பதற்கு இச்சை உண்டேல் இரும் கூற்று அகல மின்னாறு மூலிகை சூலம் என்மேல் பொறிமேவு கொண்டல் துன்னார் கடந்தையுள் தூங்கானை மாடச் சுடர் கொழுந்தே. So he is requesting the God to have his imprint, God's imprint, that is 2. One is the sacred bull and the other is Trishul. So Here, Appar was credited with inscribing his shoulders with Trishul and sacred bull in a way that no one would see, and this event marked a pivotal moment in Thirunavukarasu's life. Then he became really peaceful and started continuing his journey. Now, with this, let's stop and let's see what is happening in the next episode, his rest of his journey. And I just have one small request or something to say. Those who listen in English may think, why are there so many Tamil verses? But in any language, when we listen to God, the benefits that come through, it will definitely reach us. That is our belief about God, right? So, today I stop with this. நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ் வாழ்க, தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.